name is Dane Clement. I am president of Great Dane Graphics and vice president of art and creative process for Group Stahls. So I think I have a fun class today. It is almost Halloween after all, so we're going to work on some full color Halloween designs, and we'll do it in easy view, and I'll show you how cool it is. And we're going to do a little bit kind of outside the box on easy view. You know, most people that go to that software or the designer will pull a regular t-shirt design up like a template and then just change the names and whatnot. And that's all cool. But what I would try to do is I try to go one more, ramp the bar up a little bit on a design. So today we're going to do something a little different than all the other ones that we've done. So hopefully you're going to like what you see here. So with that, let me see if I can share my screen and get us going. There we go. That should be good. Hopefully everyone can see my screen. I don't have a chat up, so I think we can. We're gonna go.
We can see it.
All right, good deal. Thanks. All right, so this is the Transfer Express website. I'm just going to go straight over to. I'm logged in, by the way. So if you don't have an account, you go ahead and create one. It's free. So I'm going to go to my design center here. And what I want to do is I'm going to kind of set up the file first, just to show you all the steps that I do in the beginning to kind of get it ready. And then we're going to go to an existing ones that I'll show you the designs that we're going to make, right? That kind of thing. So we got 40 minutes, and I think we're going to need every bit of it. All right, so here's brand new open screen. This is what it'll look like, right? So what we need to do is kind of set up what kind of transfers we want. So I'm going to come over here to the top right, and I want a full color transfer, right? And when I do that, it automatically goes to ultra color soft. There's ultra color stretch here if you're doing spandex or really stretching materials. But ultra color soft works for most things that I'm going to use. So I'm going to go to fabric. I'm just going to hit 100% cotton. It'll go in blends and whatnot too. So, but the size is important, right? So when I create something that's going to be transfers that are going to be made as ultra color soft, what I want to do is I want to do a sheet size, because that whole sheet size is 11.5 by 18 inches, right? And the reason I want to do it that way and not just say 11 by 11 or 12 by 12 or something like that, or not 12, 11 by 10 by 10 or 11 by 11, is because I want to put as much stuff on that sheet as I can to get more bang for my buck, right? So last thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to my artboard. Well, first I'm going to change my background color to black because Halloween, you got to have black shirts, right? And now I'm going to go to artboard here, and I'm going to hit portrait mode, right? Because I want it to be in the vertical format. And why is that, right? So most t-shirt designs will have a certain width. Maybe it's 11 inches, maybe it's 10 inches, maybe it's 12, whatever it is that you're creating. And if you bring in a main image, which we're going to do, I want to be able to add text above or below or something like that. So my design is going to fit a t-shirt better, much better this way, right? So, so that's how we get it set up. So now I'm just going to go ahead and open a job here. I'm going to open this one, because this is what we're going to do. We're going to create this top design here tonight, right? And it's kind of fun. I think it's kind of cool. So we're going to grab multiple clip art pieces from all over the place in the designer and put them together, and we're going to create this. Now, the thing I wanted to show you, and the thing that I think is cool about doing it this way and the outside the box thinking is, one, this is created from scratch totally. And two, if you look here, you see these arms are kind of coming over this banner, right? And you and coming over the type, right? Well, EasyView doesn't have any tools to do that, right? There's no pen tool or no eraser that we can kind of erase that little section and let that arm show through like you can do in Photoshop, or Affinity Photo, that sort of thing. So it's kind of limited as far as tool box, right? Very small toolbox type of thing. But you can still do things if you think a little differently. So that's why I wanted to show you this. That's kind of what the focus is. We'll probably spend more time tweaking that area because it's a little different, and it's just an extra little touch. I hope you like it. I think it's pretty cool. So if we got time, we can go ahead and create one or two of these, but we probably won't just because of time constraints here. But this is what a gang sheet is, right? So a gang sheet is my 11 and a half by 18-inch paper or transfer paper, right? But it's got multiple images on it, right? So I have this one full-size image, and I have these that are probably 4 to 5 inches or so. This is a 3-inch, and then I get just the bats, right? So I can duplicate just that one little icon of a bat, and we can randomly place them wherever we want. Even if it's not in a design, we just stick them on a sleeve or yoke or who knows, whatever, right? Obviously, you guys can get creative on that part of it. So that's a gang sheet. This is what we're going to do. So let me go ahead and just kind of move the stuff over so we can kind of refer to it if we need to as we create, right? All right, so let's do that. First thing we're going to do is bring in some clip art. So let's find all those clip art pieces, right? So I'm going to hit add clip art. And if I come over here to the top, I can do this and click on full color Great Dane. That's how Great Dane Graphics designs, right? All these things here that you see are, full color graphics. And if you see this blue load more bar here, you click on it and you'll see more, So every single week we put new images up and they're going to be here. And as you scroll, you just scrolling down to, random categories, because as we create, we kind of fill in everything. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look for Halloween, right? Let's see what kind of Halloween designs we have. Now, when you search things, it leaves the full color only and it'll search all Halloween stuff on Great Dane's artwork and Transfer Express clip art stuff, right? So what I'm going to do is I kind of want to use full color images. So I'm just going to click on that bar, and just to show you, I'm just going to keep clicking, and I'll keep clicking until that bar changes color. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to show you kind of how I think about the approach when we're going to do something like this. Because I really, starting off, I'm like, okay, I want to do a Halloween design. That's all I know. So I kind of got to move things around. And I mean, I can thumbnail things, which is what I normally would do for my work, my daily work stuff. But if you don't really have an idea, just sort of scroll through. So if you notice, well, as soon as this populates here, this blue bar is now a light blue. So we ran out to the end of the road, right? That's all Halloween designs in the clip art packs. I mean, the clip art library. So if you look around, here's two of the guys that we want, right? We want this zombie, I want this mummy, and we want this pumpkin head. So I'm just going to click on this, right? And it'll bring it in. So go right back over here, and we're going to add clip art again. And let's click on the zombie guy and add clip art again. And we'll go to the mummy. All right. So we have our three main characters, right? We're going to put them all in here. So what I want to do is kind of move these around a little bit, spread them out. And I want the pumpkin head kind of to be my main guy. I want his arms to kind of come over that banner. And I want him to be the biggest one of the three, just by a little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot. Now, since I want him to be my main one, you see he's behind the zombie just because that's the order that I brought it in. And if you hear thunder, it's because it's about to rain big time. So sorry about that. All right. So what I'm going to do is click on the pumpkin head, and I'm going to go to order here, and I'm just going to bring him to the top. And when you do that, he'll come right to the top of the three here. So I'm just going to kind of position him, and I kind of want to have them roughly pretty much lined up with that, where they disappear at that waist section, kind of all in a row, right? So we're going to do like this, and maybe I'll stretch him up a little bit more. There we go. And this little guy, we'll kind of pull him out somewhere around here. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I can hold my shift key and click on this one and then click on that one. Now we got all of them selected. And now I just got to size it down to fit on my page, right? Because this is 11.5 inches wide. So we want to make sure that it fits in here while we build on the rest of it. Okay, so I'm not going to group those together. Lots of times when you get multiple clip art elements, you want to group them together so you can move them as one unit. We'll do that at the end, right? Because we're gonna need these guys individual as we move forward. So let's do this. I'm gonna kind of get a little bit closer here, and we'll see what we got there. All right. So let's add some text to this guy now. So I'll click on the add text button here, and I get this text, which is in black, and we can't see it, right? So let's go ahead and scroll over here and change the color. and let's make it Tennessee orange, right? Okay, so this is the last design font that I used. So you'll see it in here. If you don't know what you want to use, in fact, these are the last two because of the ones I just created, right? So zombie is the one we're going to use and shriek is the one we're going to use. But if you don't know, you can just scroll and scroll and scroll and load more. There's a bunch of cool fonts in here, right? So just keep going and keep going, that kind of thing. If you want to, also, you can click on this folder here. And what that's going to do is it's going to, you want sport blocks. It'll kind of categorize them, right? Kind of lessen the amount that you have to look through. You want a script, a serif, handwritten stuff, things like that. So I'm just going to go back. This is the font that I want to use here. So we're good there. Now, in this edit text here, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and type in, what am I doing? Join us, right? If you dare. So let's go ahead and kind of enlarge it, and I'm going to rotate it, and I'm going to kind of position it sort of in the middle, just kind of give it a base, because remember, we're going to put some bats and stuff at the top. And I'm okay with this overlapping because it kind of keeps the text elements and the artwork elements as a one cohesive unit. So it looks like they belong together when they're overlapping. One of the pet peeves that I've always had is, here's my image, here's my type. And if they don't touch or they don't have any interaction with each other, they look like separate pieces, and typically they don't look all that great. So not to worry. So that looks pretty good here. If I go to order, right, I can send it to the back. And then now these guys kind of come in front of it, which is cool. So let's go ahead and set the rest of the outlines and whatnot to this font. So I have join us selected. So we're going to come over here. If I scroll up, I'm going to go ahead and show special effects, right? And I'm going to go to effects here, and I want to scroll some more. And what I'm looking for is I'm looking for this separated outline. And if you've seen any of my other classes in Easy View, I like this. This is one of my go-to kind of. I dig it because it gives me some outlines and some other colors, and just makes it that much better. So that does not look all that great. So what we're going to do is come right over here to the right. I'm going to click on the white box here, and we're going to make that white box black, right? And I'm going to click on the gray box here, and we're going to make that one avocado. And if I hit this minus button here, it does that. Don't know why. I'm going to do it one more time because I just want a thinner line. And then now I'm just going to come back and kind of zoom in. Now I got to reposition. Whoops. Wow, I must have went far that way. All right. There we go. See what I'm saying? I just wanted a little outline color to kind of give it some impact there. So we'll go one more time. Cool. Now the fun stuff, right? So we're going to go ahead and add a rectangle bar underneath the bottom of this stuff. So let's go ahead and hit done over here. So that's done. We don't need to do anything else. So let's go ahead and add clip art again. And last time we typed for Halloween, obviously, but this time let's just go to shapes, right? So I'm going to click on shapes. And if I come over here and I'm going to click on rectangles, right? It's going to show us all the rectangles that Transfer Express has. Come on, internet. Okay, maybe it doesn't like these top section. I don't know. Because no, that's still Halloween stuff. What's the deal? You know what? Maybe I delete this. I shouldn't have to. Never did it before. Here we go. So I'm going to load in more. Now, these are zombies and it's Halloween. We need a grungy edge to it. We don't want to use any of these fancy, clean edge stuff. So you're just going to keep looking until you find one that you like. And honestly, it loads pretty quickly. This whole designer does, so it's not so bad. I'm trying to find something. I know the one we had. Here we go. This is the one I want to use. So it brings it in and it's black. Well, black on a black background, not the place you want to be. Let me hide this, change the color first. Let's go to dark green. And the reason I use the green is pretty obvious because we got green in this mummy guy here, some green catch lighting on the pumpkin, and it just is a good balanced color, right? And it seems to work well. So, all right. So when you bring that clip art piece in, you can notice I got my four corners so I can stretch it and enlarge it, right? But I just want to stretch it horizontally. I don't want it to scale up vertically, right? So what I can do is if you look over on the left-hand side, you see this little checkbox. If I turn that off, now you see I got some points all the way around. So I can drag this guy all the way over here and just sort of bring it up in position and kind of get it somewhere where I'm looking for, and that looks pretty good. I just kind of want to make sure we kind of hide the bottoms. Not everything needs to be totally hidden, right? It's just the idea that if we can tuck them behind there, it gives it a good cutoff point and our type will stand out. So that looks pretty good. So what we can do is this. If I click on this pumpkin guy and I go to my order, right, and I'm going to bring him to the top. We'll look at that. The arms are coming over, but so is the bottom of his body. And that's not what I'm looking for necessarily, right? So let's do this one. Maybe we can bring him up to the top here. Now I'm going to do my pumpkin again because I want him in front of the mummy guy. So we'll do like that, right? So how do you fix this? It's pretty easy. This is how you do it. So you grab this rectangle. If I go to the object menu, right, and duplicate it, and I'm going to kind of scroll up a little bit so I can see. I want you to do it this way. So I'm going to just drag it this way, make it small, square, like that. And I'm going to kind of line it up and rotate it on the same angle. And the cool thing about this being a grunged edge, you're never going to see it when I do this. Look what happened. Right? We just hit him. Cool, right? So now if I take him and I make him bigger, right? See what happens when it goes to the side there, right? Look right here. So you want to make sure that that doesn't happen. And you don't want it too much because I don't want it to block too much of the type, but it will come over the type. So that looks pretty good. And this guy's got a little bit coming in here and that's all right. But that looks pretty cool. All right, so let's throw some type in here. So we go to add text again. And again, let's go ahead and change the color. Tennessee orange, and I definitely want to change the font. This is where we want the zombie font, right? And now I'm gonna new text. Let's do this with caps lock, if you dare, right? And exclamation point. So we'll come in here and shrink him up and do like this, right? And maybe we can sort of line it up there and stretch it down. All right, that looks pretty good. Can't say it doesn't. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to click on it again, and let's go ahead and add my effects to it because remember, I want those outlines. So let's go here, go to separated outline again, change my white to black, change my gray to avocado, and make it small again. And we go back and do this dance. Do like that, drag it over here, go back out. Okay. I don't know why that happens, but it's not the biggest deal. So there we go. Now, we could leave it like this if you wanted to, but no, you don't want to. We got to make this professional. We got to make it cool, right? So these arms need to be over this type, right? So we already got like it's going behind this piece and behind that piece. So since there is no real layers or tools where we could just like select this rectangle and take a divot out of it or take an eraser tool and erase that piece and just let that arm show through, we got to do it in our stackable layers, right? So they're not Photoshop style layers. They're just putting components on top of each other, right? Kind of like we did with that little square here to hide the pumpkin man's body, right? So what does that mean? That means this. That means we're going to take this type again. I'm going to select it. Let's go ahead and hit done here, by the way. And I want to change the type. So let's see. The if goes here. I want the type in front of this here, right? So I think what's going to happen, let's do this. If I bring him to the front again to show you, right? Body comes into play again. And if I select that little square there, if I come here and I go, you can try these up one and it gets like that. But here's the problem, right? So the type is all in one layer. And if I bring it up, then it's going to cover the arm again, right? So this is kind of why we got to piecemeal the text. So no big deal. It's just when you think of how the designer works, you can do some really cool, powerful stuff just by the tools that it has available to us. So let's do it this way. We're going to select the type, and I'm going to come over here. So I know my Y looks good. I want to change it from the O though and pass it, right? So if I do like this and I just delete, right, it does this. I'm just going to drag this over, kind of get it in position. Whoops, I was supposed to take the O off. So we're going to position it like this, and you can see the arms are going over the Y there, just like I'm looking for. So now with that selected, if I go to the object menu and I duplicate it, right, it's going to give us another set here, and then I can come over here, and that's going to become OU, right? And I'm just going to keep going with the whole rest of the word. Maybe we can use it, maybe we can't. So if I'm going to position it this way, like this, right? Maybe make it a little bit smaller. So his body came back in front, right? So we got to select this guy, and I'm going to order it up, and let's move him up one, right? There you go. So now from the word if all the way to here, right to the A, we're ready to go. We're in good shape. So let's go ahead and just select this one, and we're going to stop at the D. So I'm going to leave it here, and we're going to take this part off. Okay. And we'll just tuck it back over, reposition it like that. I'm going to duplicate it. So object, duplicate. And we'll just kind of get it over here. And then this is going to become the A-R-E with the exclamation point. Like that, right? And now let's go ahead and do this. Let's see if we can send it back one, see what it does. We'll take him again. So we're going to grab the pumpkin. We're going to move him to the front. Then we're going to have to do a couple of other ones to get it right. So let's go ahead and do it. Order top. Okay. My arm's where I want it. The arm's over here, but we got this little piece in the way. So just kind of select where that little section of the thing was. And we're going to go to order, and we're going to move it one up. And let's just try that again. Right. There we go. And then now if I grab the D part of it, right, in the text there, and I bring that to the front. What'd I do? I grabbed the wrong thing. So let's go ahead and get this guy back up. Bring him to the front. There we go. Now we're good. Boom. Super easy to do in Photoshop, right? A little bit more work in here, but you can still do it if you think about each single element that we brought in is its own piece. So we can position it wherever we want. We can have something on top, send it behind other things, right? It's the element stack, not an actual artwork layer stack. So I think you get the idea. So now let's finish him off. So he's almost done. Let's go ahead and get some bats in here, right? So let's go ahead and add some clip art. And let's do what? Let's just do a search for bats. We'll get some baseball bats. But these look cool. So we're going to grab that first section, comes in black again. Let's go ahead and make it green first, because I want that as a background color. Let's go ahead and get this move tool here. And I'm going to bring it. Now you see it comes in as one unit, right? So there's 3 different bats that are all grouped together. So let's just go ahead and go to the object menu rather, and come down to ungroup. And you can ungroup just about every piece of clip art in this database, right? To certain extents, right? Sometimes you can ungroup it once or twice, depending on how many elements are in there, but it's something that a lot of people don't realize. So make sure if you wanted to do this, right, take that one bat, maybe rotate it, make it a little bit smaller, right? We're going to stick it over here, and I don't want it in front. Maybe I do, but I'm going to send it to the back. So order, send it to the back. So I want my type in front, okay? Same thing here. Grab the other one. Let's go ahead and make him a little smaller. Let's take this guy and rotate him this way. We'll put him back here, make him a little smaller still, because if they're different sizes, then it looks like they're all flying towards you, right? You got some closer, like this one here on the left is pretty big, and these other ones can kind of be further out. So if they're smaller, it looks like they're in the distance. Just art treatment, right? That sort of thing. So let's go ahead and send it to the back, because you want it behind the mummy's head. This is behind there. And then we'll take this last one and just rotate it, right? And if you want to get crazy, you can throw him in and leave him on top. totally up to you because you're creating the design, right? All right. So personally, I kind of dig it. I think it looks cool. So let's do this. This is where I would go. I would drag select everything in here. And then now if you go to object menu, right, and I group it together, now it's all one element and I can't accidentally move it around and have to reposition and rework everything. So I can like tuck it up here at the top. Okay. And let's just go ahead and zoom out. Yeah, I'm not sure how much time we got. You got any questions yet? Sarah, by the way?
Not too many. Will you just go over how you would save this design to your library so you can either order it later or go back?
Yeah. We'll do that at the end. Yep.
Perfect. Okay.
Sure.
Then that, keep on rocking.
All right. Coolness. Okay. So let's go ahead and we got a little bit of time. I think we're going to go like 10 more minutes. That's going to give us enough time to create the next design here, right? So let's do it. The one thing I wish it did have, now, funny thing is you can copy stuff, like click on this bat and hit Command C or Control C on your computer. Like if you're used to doing it in CorelDRAW or Photoshop or whatever, and it will copy and duplicate things. But I wish it had a space bar giving me my hand, but it doesn't. So I got to go over here. Just going to scroll up a little bit. So let's go ahead and add some clip art. Let's see what, let's get the little bats, right? We got bats here and let's just go ahead and find that full color guy. I didn't find him. So let's go to Great Dane over here, select it and now say Halloween, but that should come up as bats. We have to look into that. Let's see, just keep scrolling. We got some cool Halloween stuff. I'm just gonna say, I think so anyway. Let's see. I know I saw him a little bit ago. A couple more pages. Oh, there he is. Click. There he comes in. Whoops. I have to change my tool. There he is. All right. So we can go ahead and bring him in here. And let me see that other font. Don't know. Let's go ahead and add some text. And change the color to like a red to an orange. It's kind of a orangey red. What is the, let's see. What is that font? Thought I wrote it down. I didn't. Yeah, I did. I did. Because they got a million fonts and we're running out of time, so we'll never be able to find it. But let's do it this way. Let's click on the fonts, and it's called Gabrielle something. There it is. Gabrielle Bloodcador. Don't know, but it's cool looking. All right, so whoops, we don't want it all caps this time. We want, that M looks kind of hard to read, right? So let's do this. Let's go. Whoops, one more, Dane. Okay, I'm apostrophe M, capital A, little. I'm a little bat. Could put batty, so it's not in the text. All right, here we go. Take him like this. We'll put it above. I'm going to bring this little guy to the front, to the top, cover it up a little bit. And let's go ahead and tell you what, we can come over here, right? If I ungroup this top one, it gets very dangerous. So we just ungrouped all that stuff, right? Now grab just that bat. So if I come to the object and I duplicate it, right? We're going to move them over here. And if you're smart, usually I'm not, but I've learned this enough to where since we ungrouped it, we better drag select this top one again and go ahead and group them together because it's going to move stuff around and you're not going to like it because then you have to redo things, right? All right, so let's take this little guy here and change the color. And purple. Yep. Why not? I'm going to grab this, and we'll make it smaller. And we'll take this bat here, make it a little smaller, something like that. Right? We can duplicate it. And bring it over here. We'll rotate it and make it smaller. There you go. Kind of cute, right? Drag it all, object, group. All right, so we got that now. I'm going to ungroup it. Grouping and ungrouping. Select this little bat guy. Let's duplicate him, because I still think that's a cool little design that works all by itself. You can put him anywhere you want. So let's go ahead and group this again. Right. So we got this guy here. Now you can look here. It's almost 5 inches by 4.5 inches. So if that's going to be like a little left chest or something, we can come in here and just make it 3 or 3.5, whatever you want to punch it into, right? And there you go, right? So we can say, hey, that's a left chest or hat type of size. I want to go ahead and duplicate it, right? I'm going to bring it over here, and I'm going to see if I can get 3 of them stacked together. Object menu, duplicate. All right, there we go. Look at that, 3 in a row. And this little guy, if we make him straight, I can put one here. We can duplicate it. Stack him like this. Let's go ahead and drag select both of those, or shift click will be easier. Duplicate them, right? Obviously, I didn't create the other 2 designs for this one, but you get the idea. Like, so if I wanted this to be, you know, my gang sheet, I can stack it up like that. You can try to maybe take this guy here and rotate him this direction. Let's see if he'll fit. I don't know. Something like that. You might be able to get more of them on. Let's take a look. See, right? Why don't we? So take this one, rotate him straight up. Now, obviously, this is going to be some scissor cutting, right? When you get your transfers to you. But I can definitely take these, and we can bring them up, tighten that up, give us some space in here. See, look at that. Just by nesting it a little bit different. Pretty cool. Let's see. Go ahead and duplicate another one. You can put lots and lots of bats all over the place. Smash them down on anything you want. Here we go. One more. All right. Duplicate. Look at that. Now we're cooking with Earl, huh? How about that? Now that is a gang sheet. We got 1 big full size. We got 3 left chests and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little individual bats. So looking pretty cool. Now I don't know if I got time to create anything else, but do I? You know, Sarah?
You have about a little under 20 minutes.
Whoa, really?
So how fast can you design, Dane?
Man, I got this. Gee whiz. I thought I had to like be out in 40. I don't know what I was thinking.
No, you're rolling right on through.
All right. Any questions anywhere?
Let's see. So we had a couple ask about the whole library part about saving, but if you want to get to that at the end, that's totally fine.
Yeah, I'm going to save we'll save these designs in our job. We're going to do it at the end.
Perfect. And then there was a question that asked if they can put outlines or cut lines around this stuff.
Good question. Not 100% on the answer, but I'm going to say probably not, because this technique doesn't really need a cut line, right? In the transfer process of having these ultra color soft transfers made, the white base is, because it's a printed type of transfer, so they're going to screen printed white base and then digitally print over it, and that is all taken care of. So there's no cut lines necessary. That's the cool thing about this transfer process, right? I can use all the colors I want. There is no options anymore, right? It's not like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do 4 colors, 2 colors, whatever. It's full color. Do whatever you want. That's why our artwork, these cool guys look so good in it, is once you create your art, it's ready to go. I mean, when you order that transfer, it comes to you all ready to go. There's no weeding. You just cut them off and smash them down. So super easy. And it's the advantage is it's full color. And another advantage is once you utilize this gang sheet, like you see, then each individual element, its cost drops, right? The cost of that sheet just drops. And I don't remember, somebody else can maybe answer this, but I don't remember what the minimums are, but they're really small and they're really economical. So it's a great product. I really do love this one. All right. So let's, while I'm still got a couple of minutes, let's keep going. Let's go get another piece of clip art. Why don't we? Halloween. All right. Let's see. Let's find the cat guy. Here we go. That was easy. All right. So see this little, we use him twice, but we'll go ahead and create this one because that's my favorite. So we're going to kind of bring that into place here. I'm going to go ahead and add some text, and let's go ahead again. Change that color. Hard to read when it's black on black. All right, there we go. So that's the font I'm looking for. I'm going to go ahead and do a trick. No caps, right? Trick. Now, I'm going to do this, so you know, in two different words or two different text blocks, right? Because what I don't want to do it as one, because then this guy won't have enough room to work in, and I can try to hit the space bar, but I don't know how many times I got to hit the space bar, right? So if you do it like this, it just seems to work better. So let's go ahead and take a look. Let's go ahead and add some outlines, right? And I won't have to tell you, I'm going to do this and hit my effects and going to go to my handy dandy separated outline because it's my favorite. Click on the white. We're going to make it black, and we'll go ahead and click on this outline. Actually, this design, we did it different. I did it different. Let's do it this way. Let's go ahead. Done. I'm going to go to the face, the front of the color here. Oops, there we go. So what's orange, let's go ahead and make that black. What are you talking about? Black on black, you can't see it. See, I'm talking in circles. Here we go. This part though, the outline black, let's go ahead and make that one yellow. Now we go. That gray, let's go ahead and make it Tennessee orange. Mo better. See that? So we got trick right there. Now I can go ahead and just select it since all that's set and duplicate it, right? And I can bring it over here, and I'm going to go ahead and hit done because we got the outline like I want. Just got to change this, and let's go ahead and make that one. I think this was all caps. I am typing trick or trick. It's getting a little late. I guess I'm ready for that happy hour. What? All right, so I'm gonna do this. That looks cool. All right, I gotta take this one though, and we gotta make it all caps because it looks better. Trick. Yep, that's it. All right, so that looks pretty good, right? That looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and send it to the back. Yep, and let's go ahead and add another text. There's that black on black again, see? And let's go ahead and make it yellow. And let's come over here and make it for trick or treat. All right, I'm not gonna do it now. I'm gonna show you. So I'm gonna do like this. I'm gonna rotate it like that, right? And we'll just tuck them in here. Click off of it, trick. Make it a little bit bigger, nudge them over. Trick or treat. All right, almost done. Let's go ahead and add some more clip art. And I think this is the guy. Click on him. Black. Click on the black. Let's make it gray. Cool. Position it. I'll make it a little bigger. All right. And guess where he's going to go? What do you think? To the back. See, element stacking is your way to cheat. Otherwise, if I was in Photoshop, I'd just move that layer to the top. No biggie. Works just the same. All right, so let's go ahead and make this a little bit. I just want a little bit coming out the bottom here, and I want more coming out the top. That's pretty cool. Now, one thing about this word or here, I'm going to zoom in so you can see it. it's a little bit harder to read. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller because I want to get it away from the cat's tail there. But let's go ahead and show the effect here. And I can come here and do a touching outline on it, right? So my gray now, I just want to make it black to kind of separate it from all the stuff around it, right? Look at that, man, like record time. Do I have this done or what? I gotta say these are cool, man.
Yeah, you're cruising.
I do dig me some Halloween designs. And they're simple, but they're effective, I think. I think they have a lot of bang, right, for what it is. All of them sort of do, I think. So, all right, so let's go ahead and, well, while we're doing this, let's go ahead and just bring in some other designs, right? I'm not going to create that other one with the splatter, but I'll show it to you just because I don't have the time to create it, but I do have some time to dig up some other clip art pieces, right? So I will show you this though. These are the same designs. We can talk about it for a second. So obviously the cat, pumpkin, same guy, right? Same text treatment, yellow with the black outline and then the green outline because you got to do that because it's in here and it's awesome. And then just pick the clip art splatter of the same avocado green and sent it where? I sent it to the back. And there you go. You got a cool splatter looking thing. I think it looks great. So, all right. So now let's just kind of cool with this, with the artwork that we have here is I'm just going to come here and we're going to make another gang sheet because, you know, it's funny, not funny, but there's a lot of people have a lot of questions of what a gang sheet is. So hopefully if you're watching this class, by the time we're done here, we're going to have 3 of them in a row. All right, so let's take this guy here and add some more clip art. Great Dane stuff selected. You know what? Let's just add this little pumpkin. Why don't we? Because just like these little bats here, if you want to stick that little pumpkin on stuff, like whatever, random applications, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it. And we can do it. See that? Object, duplicate. And we'll do it one more time because you can fit another one. All right. So when you come into this kind of situation, right? And I can fit 4 really easily. Can't get a 5th one in there. Don't have enough room for anything else. Just spread it out. Give yourself some room because you're going to appreciate this when it's time to cut them and apply them, right? So it'll just make it easier to cut. And just like these will be easy enough, right? But just keep that in mind because it's going to get tricky if you got stuff too tight and too close. Always, you know, not a good idea. Let's hit some more clip art. Let's see what else we got. What? Witch hat. Yep, you need a witch hat because you can put them anywhere. These are the kind of things, just little random icons. I kind of think is fun when you start adding them to other stuff. So let's go ahead and see how many we can get here. Now, you know what? If I rotate this guy this way, like that, then I move him over like this, and then I hold my shift key and I click on that one, and I do like this. Now we duplicate both of those. Look at that. Boom. 4 witch hats. Would have never lined up straight in a row otherwise. So let's fill it last little spot with something because then I know we're going to be out of time. Let's add some clip art here and find something else. Ooh, I like skulls. You know what? Let's see. Can we do this? Take this little guy here. Let's make this black into white. And I'm going to duplicate it because we can do this too. Duplicate here. I'm going off script here, guys. And so who knows what'll happen. Let's do this. I'm going to take this no color, right? And we're going to make this one white. And I'm going to make this first one black. Haha. Do like this, do like that, duplicate them. And there we go. So 1, 2, well, even 3. So now to save it, right? Save job as, okay? And I'm going to name this. I'm not going to name it this because that is the one I already created. So I'm going to name it, I don't know, new Halloween 2, whatever. Give it whatever you want. Save job as. Here we go. Do that. So now if I go to my open job stuff, right? There it is. And here's all the other stuff I did for all of my other Easy View classes. But there it is. So we can go straight into it, right? So there you go.
All right, a couple minutes for some questions.
Okay.
We had a question that asked if these graphics work well for white toner printing as well.
Yes, I do. Yep. So these graphics will definitely work, but you can't download them from here. You'd have to get them as a Great Dane Graphics from the Great Dane Graphics website subscription. And there's a discount, by the way. It's 25% off subscriptions from today through the end of the weekend. So I don't remember where that thing was, where the actual code was, but I think it was Heat Press for Profit. 25.
Yeah, I can put it in the chat.
Ah, awesome. Thank you. You're the best.
I gotcha.
So yes, they are great for a white toner. Anything that prints in color, our graphics are the bomb for it, right? Direct to garment, dye sublimation, white toner transfers, ultra color soft transfers. There's made hand in glove for that stuff. So I know we have a happy hour coming up in a few minutes. So you guys go get a cocktail and come ask some questions to the whole group. I think they're going to have a whole bunch of us sitting there.
That was really the only questions.
That's it?
Let's quickly review.
All right. Well, hey, if you want to see some more of our artwork, root around through the clip art in Easy View or go to greatdanegraphics.com and give us a check it out.
Thanks, Dane.
Thank you.